So, liebe Leute, ich möchte euch nur noch darauf hinweisen, jetzt gleich das Interview mit Michaela Dorcikova. Ich wünsche euch sehr viel Spaß dabei bei diesem nachfolgenden Video. Und gebt dem Video eine positive Bewertung da. Diese Mühe muss ich auch bezahlt gemacht haben, weil so einfach war das nicht, die zu bekommen über Skype. Ich freue mich jetzt auf dieses nachfolgende Video. Viel Spaß und viel Vergnügen euch. Einen wunderschönen guten Tag und ein recht herzliches Willkommen zu meinem weiteren Talk-Format hier wieder auf meinem YouTube-Kanal. Heute haben wir die 16. Folge von Armani Talk. Schön, dass ihr alle eingeschaltet habt. Und das letzte Interview war letzte Woche Dienstag online gegangen mit dem Ukrainer Igor Romanov aus der Nascar Club Series von Not Only Motorsport. Ich bedanke mich erstmal recht herzlich. Thank you so much, Igor, for your sharing on your page. Und ich habe heute die Möglichkeit, mit der Slowakin Michaela Dorcikova zu sprechen. Und sie hat mir gerade verraten, dass sie ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen kann. Das ist auch schon mal nicht schlecht. Das erlebt man auch nicht alle Tage. Aber wir haben aber trotzdem verständigt, dass wir das Interview auf Englisch führen. Wir werden auch über ihren Weg als Rennfahrerin sprechen und freue mich sehr, das Interview zu führen. Und da sind wir verbunden mit ihr aus Bratislava, der slowakischen Metropole, mit Michaela Dorcikova. Guten Abend, guten Tag erstmal, Michaela.
Guten Abend und danke sehr schön.
Michaela, thank you so much for your taking the time to contract this interview. And my first question for you is how are you and how is the situation by you in Slovakia?
Well, thank you first of all for inviting me to the interview. I'm really happy we can talk because, the situation around the globe is, I would say, social distancing. So talking to anybody is really, really helpful in, be it these days, be it working, be it in the afternoon, spending the time. It's not easy, definitely, these days because everybody is asked to stay at home. Especially here in Slovakia, we are really required to somehow prevent the spread of the virus, and we are one of the luckier countries where we don't have that many cases. So I'm happy for that, definitely, but we still need to make sure that it doesn't go any further. And I'm trying to cope with it myself. It's really difficult because on top of the fact that we are stuck at home, we have no racing happening, which is killing me, to be honest. But I'm sure we will go through this very fast and the whole planet will get healthy again, and then we can start the season finally.
What do you think is your chance? How many % do you think we will see this year in motorsport? What do you think?
Well, I would say 100% because I'm always the believer kind of person. However, the season was supposed to already start now. So I would say 50%, we will see. And maybe even more, because if we start around July, August, that I really hope for, then everybody will try to push the calendar and squeeze it as much as possible. So we will have quite intense weekends then.
It's very intense, yes. For all
will
events worldwide.
Oh, yes, it is.
You are at the start of the Nascar Wheel and Your series last year in Hockenheim. What makes this racing series for you so special from your point of view, Michaela?
Well, for me, it was special in general to be there at all because I attended the recruitment program in 2018 and I wanted to do the whole season, but I simply didn't have the funding for that. And I was not even thinking that I would be able to make one race. But the reality came through, and when the chance came, I simply had to take it. So for me, it was, I would say, a dream come true for sure, because I was racing against big shots in the field, and that was simply at my experience level. It was really, really helping me to move on forward and also try to like compare my skills to the others. And definitely the series as such was a huge step for me, and I'm not only thankful to the guys organizing it that are doing a hell good job out there, but also to my kind of manager who helped me to get there in the first place, and to get into a team with the team manager Alex Caffey, which was another unbelievable point for me, that I was racing in a team of a former Formula One driver, which I'm really proud of. And at the same time, I was able to prove to myself that I can race with these guys, which was perfect.
You have had the first interview with Nina Weinbrenner from Freeride. What makes the fun for you?
The fun, Deutsch. That was definitely with Nina. It was really good. It was in German, so it was it in German or in English? I'm not sure. Maybe we started in German.
Most of English speaking and the English word Wiedersehen.
Yeah,
German words.
Exactly. Well, as I told you, I can speak a bit German, but having an interview would not be really relaxing for me in German. So anything that is in English is much easier, and for me, much more smooth, I would say. And I was happy that I could talk to Nina, and that I could actually be there and give my point of view on anything that was happening that weekend, because for me it was a very emotional weekend, definitely.
You also drove Le Mans a few years ago. What was the connection between this possibility that you were allowed to drive to where you only did as spectator?
Well, I didn't drive Le Mans. I was at Le Mans as a team manager twice already, and this is a completely different type of race. For me, Le Mans is the pinnacle of everything, and the atmosphere that you get there.
The biggest dream of the world.
Yeah, it's the top. Yeah, it's not the only. I wouldn't say it's the best race in the world, but it's definitely one of the best races, because everybody has different tastes. Everybody likes different kind of motorsport, so everybody has that top somewhere else. But for me, it's one of the best races, and not only because of that 24-hour endurance that you have to go through, but mostly because of the atmosphere you get there, and basically a month of preparation that ends up in pushing for 24 hours.
How important is it for you that women are allowed to participate in active racing? And would you also say that there should be more of them? Women should start in motorsport?
Well, it's a difficult situation with women, definitely. I had a rough start myself, because, I was the girl being there, and it was not always easy with the jokes that the guys were making. And, well, you can either go down or it makes you stronger, and I took the other option. So I was taking that as a challenge, that I'm a girl between guys. But what helped me as well was actually really starting with a girls' club. We called it a ladies' race, and it was only girls having practice sessions and racing together, and that was kind of easier for me to get used to the fact that I'm racing. And then I was step by step moving forward, and obviously all the races that I started doing were with guys. But be it women, be it guys, I would say it doesn't matter, because we are all people and human beings. So I'm not there to race against girls. Yeah, I want to race against guys, and I'm only happy when there can be somebody else, and especially some other girl or a woman with me on the track, be it in karting, be it in car racing. I don't really care. I just want to have as many opponents and good opponents as possible. But definitely there should be more women. There should be more encouragement for young girls to kind of break that prejudice that motorsport is only for boys, because it's not. We're here, we're women, we're winning. Not always, but sometimes we win, definitely. Depends where you are. It's not about who you are, from the gender perspective, but it's about who you are from the racing and pilot perspective. So let's have more women, but also keep the racing gender neutral, I would say.
I think your woman idol will become the Nascar winner with Ariana Casoli. Is it right?
Yeah, I became very good friends with Ariana, and I was really happy that she was there, and she was basically in the next pit, so I had her very close. And we stayed friends together, I would say, until now, because we still text each other. And I'm really crossing my fingers for her also in this season, once it starts. And my big idol was Ellen Lore, definitely, because she is one of those that proves that we don't need to race against women to be able to win. Yeah. So she is a woman with a big W at the beginning, definitely.
She winning out DTM races on Hockenheim on the 90s. And then with the battle with Keke Rosberg on the Mercedes.
She was very good. She still is very good. Yeah, if you look at her results also these days, I'm not saying, Ellen, that you're old, but she had a huge racing career behind her and is still able to kick ass. That's really, really amazing.
I have to learn to Ellen too in Venray last year. She's a good woman. She's very tough. She's many more energy for very good energy for the good woman helping.
Definitely. She is a woman of her word. You know, whatever she said made sense. And I was listening to her for half an hour, and I was like trying to absorb as much information that she was trying to tell me. And she really is clever, and she's a great pilot at the same time.
You have had the chance with the speaking with Ellen or not so?
Yeah. I was speaking
to her. English or German?
In English.
Okay.
Of course, in English. I would not understand half of what she's saying if she spoke German to me.
Okay. The next question is, you said that you also speak German, but how often do you speak German, or do you rarely use German?
Well, I first started learning German, to be honest, when I was a little kid, and I was learning it for a long, long time. But then obviously the teenager times came, and I was like, okay, I don't want to learn German anymore. I speak it well. And then I started to forget German. So it's still somewhere over here in my brain. And if I started to speak with somebody in a month, I would be back, hopefully, where I was when I was speaking very well. But now, these days, I only speak German sometimes to my colleagues because I work for a German company. And I also speak to kids from Austria, which I'm coaching within one of the clubs that there are in Austria. And we have go-karting sessions. And these kids sometimes speak English, but for them, obviously, it's easier if I speak German so that they need to focus on the information. And I speak German with them, and also my kind of manager who is organizing these sessions, he is trying to make me speak German as much as possible. Yeah, so I practice.
Speak often English in Slovakia?
I speak English because my job is in a German company or in a worldwide company, the normal job, and I simply use that every day. So for any communication, I don't really work with Slovak people at all. Yeah, so I speak English most of the time.
But you speak not Slovakia in your country, or
we speak Slovak. Yeah, we speak Slovak. Nobody we don't speak English in the street, obviously. Yeah, we speak Slovak.
Okay. My next question: do you still have hope that we'll see motorsport this year? Maybe the Formula One, the 7 races is about, but another races is postponed as well. What do you think? Do you say the chance is okay? But what is for you the opinion?
Well, I've seen several scenarios of how Formula One can still happen, but they keep canceling the races. And it's not only Formula One; it's basically any other championship. Yeah, it's even Euro Nascar that had to cancel the first race, and then now we see everything happening online, which is super cool, I would say, because at least we get some racing happening, and that's the real racing as well. But when it comes to the season or any championship in general, it's difficult to estimate, and my hopes are definitely positive. Yeah, I want to see racing this year, and be it half the season, be it the calendar cut into maybe 60-70% and then squeezed to the weekends that are left, let's do it. I think that every racer in the world is right now only waiting for any racing to happen, physically, because everybody's missing it, and that's killing us all.
What do you think of iRacing, and what is your personal opinion on it?
To be honest, well, I never could feel the sims. For me, simulators were very difficult to race, because when you sit into a go-kart or you sit into a car, you literally have it under your butt. So that means you feel how it's behaving, and you feel everything. Yeah, when you touch the wheel or when you sit in the car, you feel what the car is doing. But when you have simulator racing, be it iRacing or any other sim, then you can only rely on the noise, what is coming into your ears. And for me, that's really difficult to get used to. But if I didn't train on sim before Hockenheim, it would be much more difficult. So I know it's important. Simulators in general, every good racer is using them these days. I don't have one on my own, but at least I got a PlayStation with a real racing wheel that I got from a friend during these days. So I'm able to cope with the pain of no racing by having at least some racing online with friends, which is really cool, I would say. But it's the only way how we can go these days. And why not? Be it esports Formula 1 races, or be it the NASCAR races on iRacing.
GT Sport too?
Sorry?
GT Sport, Gran Turismo?
Yes, I literally play it. Yeah, I know. Okay. I will get a simulator later, but if this season is not moving forward, because that's the only way how to really race, not play. But I'm looking forward to any of the online races there are, and be it from any series. Now it doesn't matter if you're a Formula 1 fan or if you're a rally fan. You can find anything online happening these days, which is exactly what we need. Yeah.
Do you make the party session with the online with the headset?
Yes.
Yes. On the PlayStation 4 with the friends or Motorsport colleagues,
exactly.
Or with the friends in your city in Bratislava?
No. It's I actually have most of the friends are abroad, so I cannot even visit them. We cannot go to see each other because the borders are closed. So the party session online on GT Sport is really good, and you can talk to them, and it's like really racing with either the radio on or just talking after the race. So I'm kind of thankful for whatever option there is to do anything online these days, and it's really racing, not just talking to people.
When you have a little bit time, then after the interview, write you my PSN ID. It's okay?
Oh, perfect. And then we can race.
Okay. My next question: what are your personal goals for this year, or if you will see Motorsport this year? What are your goals?
Well, 2 months ago, I would tell you my goals for the season, but as it is going the way it's going, I had to revise everything that I wanted to do this year. I have 2 fields, or basically 3 fields of play that I'm trying to focus on. One is obviously still go-karting, because that's right in my heart. So I'm really eager to pursue that dream forward, and I got a new go-kart with a new engine, so definitely I just can't wait for the season to start to at least see it, because I built it from scratch. I didn't even have the engine there, and then they closed the border, and my go-kart is in Czech Republic, so I cannot even go to see her these days. But definitely I want to practice as much as possible, and let's say maximize my karting skills in the top league, so that I can really say that I accomplished this one. But on top of that, I obviously started racing with cars at circuits, which is a different kind of adrenaline. And I've been racing MX5 Cup that we have here in Central European Zone, which again, my car is almost ready for the season, yet this season is not starting. but at least it's this one is here in Bratislava, so I can go and see her from time to time. And definitely I want to master my skills there, because this is a season I've been doing for quite some time, and my mechanics for this year are doing everything they can from the preparation perspective so that the car is ready. So I know that I need to do everything on my own from the driver perspective to really kick ass on the track. And there is one more dream that I have, and that is, or dream, it's a goal for 2020, and that's definitely Euro NASCAR. I want to do a race again this year. I know, again, the whole season is out of reach for me, and thus my clear goal is to do one race, and I will not tell you yet which one, but one race it will be for sure. For sure, if the season starts and if kind of the situation allows me. So yeah, I want to go back to that 400 HP beast and just have some fun with it again.
Who is your greatest role model in general, be it in motorsport or elsewhere, and why?
Well, for me, it's Michael Schumacher. He's been there when I was basically growing up, and I was not growing up with motorsports at all. I was only watching Formula One on Sundays with my father. That was it, because I'm not from a motorsport family, so I didn't get to play with any kind of mechanical stuff or anything when I was a kid. When I grew up, I started digging deeper into how to make this happen, and I started very old. Yeah, but they say you're never old enough to do something. So I started anyway, and as I was a child and I had a dream of driving cars, and really the basic dream was getting a driver's license. Or first it was sitting in the front in the car, because you cannot as a child. Yeah, so I was like, yes, I'm finally 12. I can sit in the front. And yet I didn't have many series to watch, because obviously not many of them were broadcast on TV that at least we had here in Slovakia. And I was not such a good one to Google everything online, and I'm not even sure if there were any online races at that time. But yeah, it was Michael, because he was kind of the star of the era that I was watching. He was racing in a red car.
A Ferrari?
A Ferrari. He was racing in a Ferrari. But the way he was behaving on the track, and the way I saw it as just a normal girl watching Formula One, I would say, for me it was very appealing. And yeah, I'm with him still until today, and I still have high hopes also on his case, because he is huge motivation for me to get to the track and to really work hard on myself, not only in the car but also in the preparation phase, definitely.
Do you think is Jensen too a general rule for you? Jensen
Sorry?
Button?
Jensen Button? Yeah, I admire that guy. He's really
gentleman.
Cool. Yeah, he's a gentleman. I really like Jensen Button. And to be honest, when I watch Formula One, it's not that I have that one guy that, yeah, you need to win. I was a fan of Lewis Hamilton, and I know he has many foes, and some people say that, nah, he's just a rich kid, whatever, in a good car. Yeah, he's showing up skills, yeah. I like Nico Hülkenberg, because he's trying really hard. He just maybe didn't have the right car yet, or maybe he did, and it wasn't the time. But he, for me, is a really cool driver, and also a really good personality, the same way as Jensen Button is, because that's a big shot as well. But I also like Kimi Räikkönen, for example, for his...
Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing every time I'm thinking.
Yes, leave me alone. But that's true, go on. He knows what he's doing, yeah?
Who's my bottle? Who's my bottle?
Yeah, I love watching these.
The bottle is empty.
I love watching these like bloopers after every race, because what you get as a race driver in the car under that situation, emotion, and whatever somebody tells you, you simply react naturally. Yeah, they cannot hide any emotion, and what they want, they simply say, and that's the amazing part, because that's the pure, opinion that is coming out of them.
For the Finnish.
Yeah.
My next question: do you visit a Formula One track? And when you are visit a track, and how was your favorite track?
Well, that's a tough question, because having a favorite track when I haven't tried them all yet is not something I would do. Yeah, I have a lot of tracks that I really like, but until I race there, I will not tell you which one is my favorite track, because as a race driver, having a favorite track, which I haven't been to personally, is like having a favorite painting on the wall and you cannot paint. Yeah, you can just watch it. Yeah, that's fine. You can always do it. But there are so many beautiful and amazing tracks around the world. I love Nordschleife. Yeah, that's simply. I was to Spa. I just saw the track from behind the fence. I haven't had a chance to even walk on it yet. So I know Spa is amazing, but it's not my number one. I definitely want to race there. I want to race on Nordschleife, definitely, because it's a German track. It's a good one, and it's amazing. Yeah, and I've been there already. So I really hope this year may be the one, if it all starts, yes, supposedly, that I will get my hands on the wheel directly on Nordschleife. And I really like Hungaroring, because that was the first F1 track that I've ever been to. It was a long time ago. Maybe 20...
long track long track history 1986.
Sorry?
The Hungary GP. It's the science 1986.
Well, I wasn't even born when it was there. Yeah, but I've been there 4 or 5 years ago, and that was the first time that I've seen Formula One cars. Obviously not with the V8 engines anymore, but it was still a kind of emotional moment for me that I'm on a big track, and I was even racing there season later, or maybe even that year, which for me was really amazing. And I'm supposed to go there this year with the MX5 Cup. So I have, again, high hopes that the season starts, because I want to race on Hungaroring. And we are supposed to race on Red Bull Ring as well, which is an interesting track, obviously. But yeah, thinking about the favorite track, I fell in love with Sepang in Malaysia, because I was there. I was not racing, I was there as a team manager, but I had a few laps on the scooter around the track. And it's kind of caught my heart, because the atmosphere you have there, and at
the
night.
Condition.
Oh, no. No.
It's a strong way.
No, I hate hot weather. I know everybody loves summer.
The weather condition and the heavy rain and the monsoon.
Other rain, that's another thing, that you have 40 degrees, then suddenly you have a hailstorm. Yeah, 10 minutes, and then it's gone, and you have 40 degrees again. And I was like, what the hell is wrong here? And I was really amazed. Yeah, so when you race in that kind of conditions, it has to be challenging as hell.
My next question: do you have a seat in Formula One? But do you also follow other racing series such as Formula One, or do you have other series that you are enthusiastic about, with DTM or Formula 3? What about?
Well, when it comes to watching, I prefer racing myself, but I know I can do that every day. Yeah, so I watch a lot of races. I would say I tune in Formula One every time I have the option. It's not because I'm a big fan of Formula One, and I know many people hate Formula One because it's the game of the big shots and then the rest of the teams. But I'm still interested in watching the fights in the F1.5, I would say. So the 3 teams in the front do their job, fight against each other, and the rest fights in the kind of F1.5. And it's still interesting for me because it's a kind of tradition for me. I was doing that when I was a kid, so why should I stop now that maybe people are saying that it's not worth watching anymore? I still feel that it's good for me, and I still enjoy it. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I'm happy when I can watch a race. But I definitely follow the NASCAR series, the Euro NASCAR series. I don't really watch MotoGP because I'm always scared they're gonna fall down. I really admire those guys, definitely, because what they are able to perform on the track, just wow. I would love to drive a bike, but I'm physically not able to drive a big motorbike. So for me, it's a kind of dream that will never come true. But it's really exciting to be on a bike, on a motorbike. So for me, that is something like, yeah, the sun is out. Let's get onto the motorbike. I obviously need to go with somebody because I don't have the driver's license, but it's still exciting. So those guys I admire, definitely. I love watching rally because that is something that I've played as a kid on computer. And that at that time, you know, it was still rendering the nature around you. It was really like 1995, 1996 maybe. And it was fun playing. And rally driving for me is the top of the top, because it's not something that you practice on a circuit and you just go around and you can improve lap by lap. With rally, you have that one shot and you simply go and you push, and you need to have the guts to do it, and also the skill to manage the fact that you get actually till the end. So rally for me is super exciting, and I watch everything that I find. Yeah, if I have time, I'm open to anything. It's not that one thing or something that I would not be watching. I was even watching Euro Formula International, and I was watching
Formula 2?
Formula 2. I was watching GT Open. I'm watching the Craventic series. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's racing, then let's watch it.
When you have an idol on a MotoGP, do you think Valentino Rossi?
Oh yes, of course. Who else?
Okay.
No, that guy is a king. Come on.
What are your favorite tracks in motorsport, and what do you say makes so special? Do you say Nürburgring with the Nordschleife as well? What do you think is for you Nürburgring so special for you? Nürburgring Nordschleife.
Well, it maybe again comes from the past. I don't want to be too sentimental, you know, talking about what was in the past and how it was when I was a little kid. No, it's simply when you bring something new, it's exciting because it's new. But I'm rather that kind of, it was exciting in the past and it means something now kind of person, yeah? So all the history that was happening there, the track as such, if you go there, you feel it. Yeah? At least I felt it like kind of emotional moment that this is the track, yeah? And what everything happened there is simply unbelievable, and that's, I would say, the pinnacle of all the tracks there are in the world. Because if you want to be good and you're good on Nordschleife, then I would say you can say that you're good.
I have 3 questions for you now. My next question is for you: how active are you on your social channels such as Instagram or Facebook? What do you use more?
Well, I use Instagram a lot. I hate posting those kind of pictures that you just keep chasing likes on, because I'm not that kind of model standing here, make me a few pictures. I always feel stupid when I ask somebody to make me a nice picture so that I can put it on my social media. But yeah, without social media these days, the sponsorship is basically, I would say, impossible. So I know I need to do it, but I also like doing it because many times I meet my friends after a long period we haven't seen each other, and they know what I've been doing and I know what they've been doing. So social media, as bad as some people think they are not bad, because you can still stay in touch with people that you cannot see every day. Yeah. And I have so many fans there that me, as like a normal girl from Slovakia, I cannot even believe people are writing me that they admire what I'm doing, and that even like young girls write me that I'm their idol. And when I first saw this, I like almost shed a tear, because it was like so touchy for me that I couldn't believe it's really happening, that I can help somebody to accomplish what they want, yeah, and to give them a bit more courage. So I am active on social media just to just to keep in touch with either friends, but also with all the fans that there are, which I'm really, really thankful for, that they respond to whatever I'm doing. And Facebook, Instagram, I don't care. I use Instagram more, but I use Facebook for chatting to friends more, for example.
Describe yourself as a person. How would you describe yourself, whether the ambition, Michaela, or the personally friendly woman next door?
Well, that's a tricky question. Come on. I don't know yet.
Sorry.
Well, what am I? I'm passionate, definitely. I'm not giving up.
Impatient?
I'm very ambitious, yes. I'm very ambitious. I'm not patient, though. I try to practice my skills in being patient. And when you have a racing team as the one that I'm working with, the guys that I do the team manager for, it's really good for practice of patience. But that's the thing that I love about it. And yeah, I'm eager to do whatever makes me happy or makes other people happy. It's not about that I would be somebody special. Yeah, I know I'm not special. I just try to make my own way in the world and try to be happy the way whatever I'm doing, be it my job, be it my other job, be it racing, be it going out with friends. I'm really like a person who likes to socialize, but I also know that I'm very much of an introvert, even though nobody believes me about that. But I still like a bit of peace from time to time. I can't say if I'm the ultimate girl next door. I can cook, I can race. I don't know. It's simply the way I am normally, that you need to get to know me to make your own opinion. Some people get scared of me the first time they see me, so I leave it up to you.
My next question, Michaela, is for you. What do you wish for the distant future if you could turn your life to 130 degrees?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
What do you wish
Yes.
for in this distant future if you could turn your life to 180 degrees?
Well, I really wish I could just keep racing. Whatever way it is gonna be, and however I'm gonna do it. If there is Corona for the next year, then I'm gonna be suffering for the next year. But you always find your way around somehow. You just need to stay kind of strong. But my clear goal is to make sure that I race and that I keep racing and that I keep improving, because nobody's ever perfect. And I just want to be able to tell myself that I'm doing the maximum for it. So whatever there is, just let me race, and that will let me stay happy, I would say.
Ja, das was the interview. Michaela Dorcikova war das. Ich bedanke mich recht herzlich für das Gespräch. Thank you so much, Michaela, and best regards and best healthy greetings for you in Slovakia, and I hope we will soon in the tracks in the Nascar wheel or another racing series. Thank you so much and Dankeschön für die Zeit und beste Grüße nach Bratislava für dich.
Dankeschön Team allem in Deutschland, and thank you everybody for watching, and thank you Novian for having this session with me.
Yo, no problem. Das war das Gespräch mit Michaela Dorcikova.